You're watching the ACC on ESPN, and tonight from PNC Arena in Raleigh, number 7 North Carolina takes on NC State in a rivalry clash. It's early, but both are off to 3-0 starts in the ACC as they meet for the 245th time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Dave O'Brien alongside an American treasure known as Jay Billis, and also Angel Gray joining us in a moment. Looking forward to a good big guy clash in the middle. There have been several so far in college basketball this year. That's where this game could be determined.
Well, Armando Bacot is the lead story for North Carolina. He and R.J. Davis are having great years, but Bacot is the best rebounder in the league. He's leading the league in rebounding, offensive rebounding, and he's going up against a big lefty, an immovable object in DJ Burns Jr., who's one of the best passing big men that you're going to see. When he gets the ball inside, he can score, but he can also find open people. And the one thing Armando Bacot's going to have to do is run him. Put DJ Burns in as many ball screens as you can and try to beat him up and down the court.
Well, for some, this is a rivalry game, but it's been really one-sided in North Carolina's favor for some time against NC State. But it's always entertaining and expected to have a lot of emotion. The building should be packed here in a matter of minutes. So we are set for basketball tonight. NC State at 11-3. North Carolina at 11-3. Tar Heels play on the road for the 6th time in their last 7 games, but they are the number 7 ranked team in the country. It has some debris on the court, so that's the reason for a bit of a delay at the outset. So already the fans are getting into it.
Well, this is a great building for basketball, and this will get loud when NC State scores.
As Jay mentioned, the Wolfpack very, very stingy when it comes to turnovers. Less than 9 per game. One of the best in the country at handling the rock. And we are underway as the Tar Heels win the opening tip.
And usually Hubert Davis tells his team we have to defend, rebound, and take care of the ball. Well, take care of the ball has to be number 1 in this one because NC State is going to bring pressure all game long.
Ryan sweeping in, but can't get that one to go. So here comes the Wolfpack in transition. They're 8-0 at home. Not a particularly great shooting team. 45% overall, just 34% from the three-point line.
They have a number of shot makers that can get hot, and this guy, DJ Burns, is so difficult to deal with because of his size.
So they're letting him bang right away. You can tell plenty of contact there with Bacot. You know, quickly in the offensive zone, Bacot down the lane, made the shot, but a foul before that, so no basket. Here in the opening seconds, as you look at the starting lineups, brought to you by CDW. They're going to call that a travel, by the way. And for North Carolina, Davis and Bacot combined for 36 points a game. Ingram and Ryan have both been a bit cold lately. It's been an ongoing story for Cormac Ryan.
Cormac Ryan had 20 points in the game against Kentucky, hit 4 of 7 from 3 in that game, but since then he's only 3 of his last 16 from 3-point range in his last 4 games.
Now, the hope was he had busted out for the rest of the season, and then he put it in reverse. Starting lineup for NC State: Horn, Taylor, Burns, Morcell. Nobody gets more than 14 a game, but again, a tremendous in holding on to the basketball. 8.6 turnovers per contest.
And Carolina's been much better on the defensive end this year. They're guarding the ball well. Their help side defense has been good.
Taylor lofts it up. That's off the mark.
Anytime this guy grabs a rebound, Harrison Ingram, he can bring it up himself. Doesn't need to outlet it.
Averaging 13.7 rebounds. A touch for Bacot. Up against Burns, the other side of the iron. That won't drop.
Burns is just a one-man wall in there. He's got to make Bacot score over him and not give him an angle. When he has an angle, that's when Bacot is really difficult to deal with.
6'9", Burns 275. It says in the media guide. Big drive by Horn, left it short. The return won't follow. Battle for that. Morcell wins it. He's going to spin off the fake. Davis stuck right with him.
Really good job by R.J. Davis to stand in front.
Taylor, man, are they letting him play? There's plenty of contact in these early possessions. Good crew here. Roger Ayers, Pat Driscoll, and John Gaffney, our officials. Nice spin, and Bacot gets it to go.
When Armando Bacot gets some space, he's going to try to spin just about every time to get to that left shoulder. And that puts DJ Burns in a difficult position. He'd rather fight him down the low post.
Bacot nearly slapped it away from Burns. He'll shovel it for Horn. Loose ball goes to Davis, comes in averaging 21 points a game. Ryan Burns with the foul before the shot, got him with the body.
Smart play by Cormac Ryan, right to go into DJ Burns' body, but Burns can catch it off the lane. He's just going to back down Armando Bacot. They don't bring a double, but he's left-handed, just able to sneak that past the excellent shot blocker, and there's Bacot trying to get back to that left shoulder, but he wants to play in a little bit more space, and when he does catch it in the low block, do it on the move where he can get an angle.
Burns hit the game-winning shot against Notre Dame with under a second to go. We asked Coach Keats before the game who takes that shot tonight. He said there's no question. It's number 30. They want him to have it in a tie game, or if they're down a point or two late, they want it in his hands.
Well, especially if somebody brings a double, because he's a very good passer.
Taylor off the dribble. Here's the freshman Parker. And the rebound of the way. Another rebound early on. Harrison Ingram establishing himself, and a turnover. Horn will push it. Parker in transition. Yes.
Great finish with the left hand. That's where North Carolina has to be careful. They cannot turn the ball over.
Davis had it slapped away. They're going to keep it on this end.
The ball got slapped away, so did half of his arm.
But no foul. Hubert Davis, 3-1 against NC State as the head coach. His Heels getting 84 points per game. They rank number 11 in offensive efficiency up against Coach Keats in year number 7. Last year wins over Carolina and Duke, huge for his program to get to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018.
That was really good post defense by Ben Meadowbrooks. He just made Armando Bacot score over him. That's the angle denied.
Morcell the triple. Left that one short. He is 4 points away from 1,000 for his career coming into play tonight. Cadeau looking to make a move. Back for Ingram beyond the 3. And he's traveling. That's already 3 quick turnovers for the Tar Heels tonight.
Well, NC State just playing a bit off. They know that Harrison Ingram can shoot it, but where he's more effective is driving it. He's another guy that always wants to get to that left shoulder in his right hand.
This, by the way, the first time in 50 years that these two are meeting in an ACC game when both schools are 3-0 in league play. So it has been a while. Over the top, Middlebrooks with the catch, kicks it for the corner. Here's one shot. Now it's going to be in and out.
That's a heck of a rebound by Jalen Washington.
Cano looking for the lane. He'll back it out here for Trimble.
Ingram's got Horn on him. They should look inside to him. He's going to back him down.
Ingram to the lane. Yes, he really hunted that shot.
Well, he knew he had a favorable matchup. He just went to the left block, and he's going to try to get them to the middle. And it's almost automatic. He's going to try to go to that left shoulder. You got to take it away from him. And it's hard when you're a little guard having to guard a guy, 6'8", 240.
Carolina needs to get him going. He was 8 for his last 33 shooting it before hitting that basket. Taylor stepping into the lane and throws it away. Picked off by Ingram.
Great anticipation.
Davis will catch and fire. Horn with the rebound.
R.J. Davis is having a spectacular year. He can score off the ball. He can score with it in his hands, create his own.
Well, you had that string of 8 consecutive 20-point games. Cadeau right past everyone and up and in with the left hand.
Well, give Jalen Washington some credit there. He got down the floor and posted up, just cleared all that space for Cadeau to get all the way to the basket with that left hand. Well, NC State, Dave, they're getting to the rim. They're just not finishing plays.
Horn very dangerous beyond the three-point line at 43%. Morcell with a fall away, and that'll go.
Well, Casey Morcell's been struggling over his last 3 games, just 6 of 24 from the field. 2 of 14 from 3 over that period. So him getting one to go down is really helpful.
Fifth-year player for NC State. Batted away, scooped up by Horn.
North Carolina cannot afford turnovers. NC State has a plus 5.5 turnover margin. That's 5th in the country, leading the ACC. That's where they get their extra possessions, as they don't turn it over and they force you to cough it up.
Tar Heels with 4 early. Shot clock down to 9. Now down to 5. Middlebrooks trying to take that baseline on the reverse, and he rolled off.
Another really good move to the rim, but NC State just cannot finish.
And a block by Morsell. The defensive stop for the Pack. Horn last 6 games has made 24 threes. This time a 2-pointer.
He is just wired to score.
Ingram again on Parker. Again, he's going to back him down. Go for the window, and he missed it. NC State an 8-6 lead. Morsell will feed Middlebrooks, gets a good clean look, and airmailed it. That didn't touch a thing. He is 1 for 11 from beyond the 3-point line. ACC, all you need to know when we come back after the break. NC State 0 for 6 from 3, but they laid it 8-6 on Carolina. Time for the early season ACC primer. Let's bring in Angel Gray.
Well, guys, with the winner of this game moving to the top of the conference standings, the ACC is the only conference with 11 teams in the top 75 in net ratings and 3rd ranked nationally. So we're going to take a look at the top players that make this league so competitive. Starting with Armando Bacot leading the league in double-doubles. Michael O'Connell has been an excellent floor general. Carlton Carrington picked up his 4th Rookie of the Week honor. And R.J. Davis leading the conference in scoring. Coach Keith said he is the most dangerous player in the ACC. When he has a rock in his hand, he is the priority to contain tonight.
And Michael O'Connell on that list. Outstanding assist to turnover ratio. He's in the game now for NC State. Another turnover here for the Tar Heels. That's plaguing them early on.
NC State came out with a little 1-2-2 3/4 court pressure. They don't want to allow the ball up the middle or a sideline advance.
MJ Rice with a triple that's stuck and finally dislodged.
MJ Rice, the transfer from Kansas, a McDonald's All-American, went to Prolific Prep. You know where Prolific Prep is?
Where?
Napa, California. I thought you'd want to be the headmaster there someday.
I should know that. Davis with a misfire from 3-point land, and back it goes to the Wolfpack. 8-6 lead here for NC State.
North Carolina State, when they get in transition, that's where they can be dangerous, especially off a turnover. And North Carolina about the same. The space cleared out by Jalen Washington and Elliot Cadeau all the way to the bucket.
MJ Rice able to get through the middle of the lane and lay it in, so NC State expands their lead to 10-6.
As soon as North Carolina gets it over half court, NC State's looking to trap. But even if they don't get anything, they only have to guard for about 15 seconds on the clock. It just takes time off.
Bacot giving it up for Cormac Ryan on a 3. Yes, nothing but net.
Well, you can't go under those screens. When Armando Bacot handed it back, if you go under, Cormac Ryan is going to pull up and shoot that thing.
You mentioned it's first time since 1974. Both teams entering tonight's matchup 3-0 in the ACC. Rice again this time from the corner. The arrow up high will back down in, and Bacot slaps it away. But Horn picks up the loose ball. He'll heave it up there and take the foul. With 10:39 to go here in the first half.
I think North Carolina expected that block shot by Bacot to start a break, but Cormac Ryan corralled that loose ball and then just threw it right to DJ Horn. Those are the kind of turnovers that take away momentum and give NC State an opportunity. You just can't turn the ball over against the Wolfpack.
So DJ Horn to the line. Wolfpack has 2 DJs, a KJ, an MJ, and an LJ on the roster. DJ 79% foul shooter and shooting 2.
DJ Horn started his career at Illinois State, then went to Arizona State for a couple years, and he can really score.
5 college basketball games highlighting our ESPN schedule on Saturday. Starts with these 3. Number 7 North Carolina and Syracuse at noon. Then number 6 Kentucky takes on Texas A&M. Jay and Dan will have that one, followed by Arkansas squaring off against Florida. 10 hours of college basketball. You can also watch that on the ESPN app from anywhere.
And the more you watch Kentucky, the more you say the Wildcats are legit. And they're just going to get better and better as they get older.
It's going to be a blocking foul. Roger Ayers right there. And a personal foul on Michael O'Connell, who's been such a valuable guy for Kevin Keatts. 11 turnovers all season long and 42 assists.
Yeah, his last 4 games, Michael O'Connell has 17 assists and 0 turnovers. He transferred in from Stanford, played for Jared Haas there, and he was top 10 in the Pac-12 in assists while he was a Cardinal.
He and Harrison Ingram were teammates together at Stanford. Now enemies tonight. Davis been pretty quiet so far. Baycott with the swing on the baseline. A foul. Withers got hit going up, and he'll be headed to the line. There with the personal number 1. With 10:13 to go in the first half, and it'll be Withers at the line. So teammates there at Stanford, 21 through 23. O'Connell with an economics degree at Stanford, so a real lightweight academically.
Stanford, of course, Cormac Ryan started his career at Stanford playing for Jared Haas before he transferred to Notre Dame, and our producer Kim Belton was a great player at Stanford. I think Kim played back when it was the Pac-6 there.
I think right. Pac-4, he says.
Kim was a great player at Stanford, played for Dick DeBizo.
And when he left Stanford, he had all sorts of records that took a long time to be broken, too.
With El Vinyl.
Burns to the lane, pushing and shoving with Baycott. That's already been a fun duel between those two.
For such a big guy, he's got an extraordinary touch.
Davis, difficult angle, but he can make those shots over and over all night long.
Well, you let him get downhill to that right hand, and Baycott, similar to what Jalen Washington did earlier on, he just screened out DJ Burns, couldn't get around him, just opened up the lane to the basket with no resistance. How do you stop this? It's like stopping a dump truck.
Draws a foul, and he made the shot. Burns will be off to the line looking for a 3-point play.
Talk about a crowd favorite, but he is an immovable object. I mean, it's like trying to stop Refrigerator Perry going through the line when he gets a handoff with 2 yards. Forget it. I mean, Baycott's using every ounce of leverage that he has, and he's just backing him down. But it's the touch that's so extraordinary. After all that body banging, to be able to have that kind of touch is really extraordinary.
Honorable mention All ACC last year. He gets rolling, man. He had a 31-point game against Wake Forest last year as well. Ryan, it's a great sign for the Tar Heels. His second triple tonight.
Well, he's had some big games throughout his career. Remember Notre Dame, he put 28 on Duke. But you can't let him waltz into a shot. You have to make him into a driver.
Once again trying to spin. Baycott banging, banging. Not this time. Burns, every time he touches it, the crowd begins to cheer, even if he's 20 feet from the basket. Ingram on the back down. That rolls in. Beautiful touch.
It doesn't matter whether he's right or left side of the floor. He's going to get back to that right hand and left shoulder. And it's one thing, you know that going in. It's just hard to keep him away from it. It's kind of like when Manu Ginobili was with the Spurs. Everybody said, hey, he's going to go, he wants to go left. And he keeps going left. You can't stop him.
Wants the ball again. Trying to kick it out. Taylor, no, with a triple. North Carolina tried to save it, and out it goes off of NC State in any event with 8:14 left. And Carolina surging in front. And look at that. NC State 0 for 9 from the three-point line. We mentioned it at the top. They're not a very good three-point shooting team anyway, but 0 for 9 is another matter.
Well, Carolina's been right with them. There have been very few open shots. Most shots have been challenged at the rim, challenged jump shots. But NC State's going to have to make something happen with this full court pressure, and North Carolina needs to find a way to break pressure to score. They pull off the 1-2-2. Now it's just DJ Horn taking on Cadeau.
DJ Burns taking a rest now for the Wolfpack. He's on the bench. Ryan catches, fires. Back iron that time. Second chance though. Back for Cadeau. Here's Ingram straight on. Taylor pulls up, and that'll spin out. Boy, that was in the cylinder and kicked out. So we have a timeout on the floor. 7:44 left in half number one here at PNC Arena. We're talking a lot about this talented big man. I watched a lot of Olajuwon growing up. I just happened to end up with a Zach Randolph build.
He's two of Zach Randolph.
High-flying doggy here tonight at PNC Arena in Raleigh. Makes me think of the guys who played above the rim in this conference over a course of decades, right? Guys like the great David Thompson. Originally wasn't even allowed to dunk, right?
Yeah, what a dumb rule that was. We were denied seeing David Thompson dunk it in college. One of the, arguably the greatest player in ACC history.
Gary Jordan, of course, one of the all-time greats at North Carolina. And then Vince Carter at Carolina as well. I remember David Thompson. I'm old enough to remember him flying up over the rim, like 3 feet over the rim, and dropping it.
Just dropping it down.
Yeah.
Well, what a challenge by Cadeau at the rim against Ben Middlebrooks.
Marcel off the fake, can't sink it. Loose ball, and out it goes with 7:09 remaining. And give you a look at the statue outside here at NC State. One of the great leapers in the history of basketball.
Well, he and Dr. J had a battle in the dunk contest back in the old ABA when David Thompson was with the Denver Nuggets, and they went to the NBA, what, in 76, 77, something like that.
Ben Middlebrooks picked up the foul a moment ago, his first. Baycott up to set the screen. They'll swing for Davis. Great fake to get the open look. Can't swish it though. Ingram battling. That won't drop. He outfought everyone. Third opportunity. Ryan missed it.
Well, Harrison Ingram has done such a good job on the glass for North Carolina, coming off a 15 rebound game in his last one against Clemson. He's not shot the ball well, but he's doing everything else.
Whistle and a foul. 6.5 to go. Both sides chilly right now. We go to Angel.
Guys, as far as the game plans coming into this game, both sides said that it would be a fast pace. For Coach Keats, he said, if I had my choice, I'd like to play fast, but I consider myself having 8 starters. He said he has 4 players on his roster where he can get 10 to 12 points. And through their first 14 games, they've had 10 players scoring double figures. 6 different players have also led in different ways as well, scoring. So this is a team that is very balanced in this season.
Parker picked up the foul, by the way. Here's Baycott trying to get rolling. Fighting it out with Middlebrooks this time. Got underneath. It won't drop. Boy, nothing's falling on either end.
Well, Middlebrooks was able to force Baycott under the basket, so he wouldn't allow him that angle to easily make that shot.
Horn on the drive. No. Didn't touch anything. Ryan. Cadeau trying to shovel underneath. Ryan to the other side of the rim for 2. And a stoppage in play.
Yeah, Ben Middlebrooks hit the deck, and they're going to check to see if there was anything flagrant on that change of possession.
Well, meanwhile, a 9-0 run, Jay, here for North Carolina hasn't been pretty, but they've opened up a 21-16 advantage.
Now watch Middlebrooks when he's running down the floor. He just took a little shove from Armando Bacot. Now they might have missed a foul there. I don't think that's anything flagrant. But they can't hang a foul on him here. If they were to call anything, it would have to be flagrant.
Well, they're allowing a lot of physical play. They're over at the monitor right now, as mentioned. Roger Ayers, Pat Driscoll, John Gaffney. I'm not sure that rises to the level of a flagrant foul.
Not to me. It's just.
I'll give you another look.
You know, when you go to the monitor, you know, the referees are looking for, is this a flagrant foul? And I agree with you. I don't think it rises to that level, but they can't go back and say, okay, we're going to give a common foul here. I think it has to be a flagrant if they're going to call it. But it gave Carolina more of a 5-on-4. But who knows? Usually when they talk about it this long, they're going to do something.
Yes, usually the case. But they're allowing quite a bit tonight, particularly when it's the big guys, Burns and Bacot. Roger Ayers in that lead role. Let's see what they come up with if they do rule a flagrant here against North Carolina. And John Gaffney's over there, and Roger too, talking with Hubert. Take another look. So they are going to rule it a flagrant. So it'll be 2 shots and a ball here for NC State. So that's what they decided on. And it'll be Middlebrooks at the line. We make 76%. Bacot second, incidentally. And so Middlebrooks, 6'10" junior from Fort Lauderdale, transfer from Clemson. He's carved out a nice role for himself as the backup big guy here for Coach Keats.
Well, he's mobile and he's strong, and he's got a great motor, and he's the best pick and roll defender among big guys on this NC State roster.
By the way, shooting 69% his last 4 games. And coming up tonight, NBA on ESPN, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm. North Carolina leading 21-17. Armando on the bench for the moment with 2 personals.
You have to think NC State's going to lift the Burns here going against Jalen Washington, make him play one-on-one in the post.
Rousseau trying to get inside that paint. Nearly gave it away. Going to stay on this end.
Well, North Carolina's defense has really improved from last year to this. They're doing a really good job of staying in front of the ball, building a wall, and making NC State shoot over their bodies.
8 to get off a shot here for the Pack. Get it in quickly for Taylor. And a 3-pointer. What are they going to call it? A 2. That'll be a 2.
Well, that was awfully easy off the inbounds. And Jaden Taylor transferred in from Butler, where he averaged over 13 a game. But a really good transition guard that's an excellent defender.
Washington gets a clean look. Here comes DJ Horn, 14 points a game. They don't have anybody averaging more than that. On the slam, it's Parker Jr., the only freshman on their roster with a very quick step.
And he's coming off maybe his best game. He had 15 points against Virginia, went 5 of 8. And NC State just took apart Virginia.
Godot tiptoeing through, can't finish. Rebound is going to be tipped up and in by Washington.
Well, you just can't turn and go rebound. You have to lay a body on somebody. And DJ Burns did not turn around and put that big body on Jalen Washington. He just waltzed to the rim.
Putting Carolina back on top.
Here comes the double.
They doubled, and he tries to spin to that baseline, and he just lost it.
On out of bounds underneath, you want to try to keep the ball out of the middle. And North Carolina's given a lot of attention to DJ Burns, and they just threw it right across court for an easy shot to Jaden Taylor. Just a simple catch and shoot.
23-21 Carolina.
Comes that slice cut screen for the screener action, but NC State able to disrupt it.
And a timeout on the floor with exactly 4 minutes to go here in the first half. And North Carolina with a 2-point advantage on NC State.
Tom, Dallin, Zubin in the studio. Coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, scores and highlights from around the country. Plus, Tom weighs in on Nick Saban's retirement. Look at what you're seeing there. A night after number 1 and number 2 lose. Number 3, Kansas, is on the ropes. That's on ESPN Plus. What are you seeing in the first half?
Well, right now, coming out of this timeout, Carolina should get fouled because it's been a very sloppy game with the shooting. Carolina's 2 away from the bonus. Get NC State to foul. Finish the half with free throws.
Physical, intense rivalry game, obviously, right now.
See it happen.
Jaden Taylor picks up the foul, trying to slow down Cadeau, and that'll be number 1 on him. And the combination of Davis and Bacot for North Carolina have scored a total of 4 points. They're 2 for 9 from the field. And there has been a lot of sloppiness, a lot of missed shots, too.
Yeah, North Carolina needs to run some to get R.J. Davis the ball. He's 1 of 5 in this game, but hadn't had many opportunities.
He gets a look for a 3-point land, but no. Rebound kick to the corner. Ingram out hustling the field.
That's his 10th rebound of the game.
You got 3.5 minutes to go, and he's going to sink 2 here. Give him 6 points as well.
He's just so good, Dave, with those back downs. He gets the ball off the lane. That was off a long rebound. And you keep saying it because he keeps doing it. He gets to that left shoulder and right hand so well.
Burns doubled up. Somehow it got to Taylor on the wing. Taylor forcing it inside, draws the foul. He'll head to the line. Jaden Taylor, the junior from Indianapolis, fouled by Harrison Ingram, his first.
Here's Ingram with this back down. He's taken Dennis Parker Jr., the freshman, down into the post. He's just bigger and stronger and just gets his shoulder into him and then turns to that left shoulder so he can shoot it with the right hand. He's got a good little jump hook in there, an up and under move.
Taylor 77% at the line. He's a transfer from Butler, where he played 2 years before coming to NC State for Coach Keats. And 7 to 16 players are new transfers.
112 players on a football roster. It's incredible. How do you know their names?
That's why you need that week to prepare. When more than one guy is wearing the same number, that's when it's a lot of fun. Outside for Davis. Yes, sir. 3-pointer.
Carolina needed that. R.J. Davis has been the engine for this team all year long, leading the ACC in scoring over 20 a game.
And North Carolina by 6, their biggest lead so far tonight.
Well, this is an important last 2.5 minutes for NC State. You know, the Pac hasn't shot the ball well because of North Carolina's defense largely. But they can't let Carolina run away from them this last 2.5 of the first half. Right now, NC State essentially going with 2 big guys.
Ingram looking to make a move. Beautiful spin. It won't drop. Rebound pops free. Washington had it in his hands, but knocked away. Taylor 36% outside the 3-point line. Lost it off his leg. Back over to Carolina. And that is 4 turnovers for the Pac. The Tar Heels highlighting next Wednesday's doubleheader on ACC Network. Florida State Miami tip it off at 7 o'clock Eastern. Then it's North Carolina hosting Louisville at the Smith Center. And before that, Carolina hosting Syracuse on Saturday at Chapel Hill.
Mohamed Diarra right now is guarding R.J. Davis, but they allowed the switch.
Cadeau on the dribble. Great defense there by Horn, sticking right with him on his hip.
Oh, what a beautiful block by DJ Horn. He's only 6'2", but Cadeau put that ball into his right hand to try to get it up off the window. That just brought it right into the right hand of DJ Horn, who knocked it away.
Shot clock a factor. It's at 6. In for Cadeau. Down to 3. Ingram gives it up.
They didn't know it.
Didn't even see it. And a shot clock violation.
You know, that's really on the point guard to let everybody know, kind of like an infielder telling the outfield, hey, 2 outs. You got to know before you inbound it what the time is on the clock. And I thought Ingram would see it over the basket when he was out top, but never did.
So another Carolina turnover, but NC State has only 2 points off turnovers. Horn on a very tough drive, hit with the body, and he'll be at the line. Talking about seeing it, hearing it, neither the case there for North Carolina when the shot clock expired, right?
Well, yeah, it's one thing to hear it in a loud building, but the clock's there for everybody to see. But that's part of getting organized before you take the ball out of bounds. You know, there's no rush for the inbounder to get over to the official. Make sure everybody knows what the game situation is. I mean, they always say, you know, clock and score, time and score. Well, it's time, score, and fouls is what you have to think about every time you inbound it.
Now Horn will have another one coming.
And for the most part, NC State has kept North Carolina off the free throw line. This is the #1 free throw shooting team in the ACC. They shoot about 25 a game, and on the season, Carolina's making more free throws than their opponents attempt. But Carolina hadn't gotten to the line in this first half.
Davis gets free. Davis lost it. They turn it over again. Morcell on the drive, looking to finish. Blocked from behind, but also a foul. Zayden High went up high to deflect it, but a foul there with 1:16 to go.
Just a strong take by Casey Morcell, who started his career at Virginia. And he's really improved his three-point shooting. He made 78 threes last year on 41% after shooting 20% from 3 at Virginia.
So the officials getting together, talking with Withers and a couple of Carolina players, and bringing in Burns too. Getting a little hot. And Morcell will be at the line for 2 shots. If he makes them both, the second one will give him 1,000 career points. 5th-year guy, started out his career at Virginia for a couple of years. Now the last 3 years here for the Wolfpack at NC State. Still something magic about that number for a college basketball player when you reach 1,000. His second foul shot coming. He makes 69%.
Carolina having gone, what, the last 5 or 6 minutes without Armando Bacot after he picked up that flagrant, which was his second foul.
And he gets there. 28-25.
And NC State coming with that 1-2-2 three-quarter court pressure. And this is taking time off the clock, giving Carolina an opportunity to turn it over.
High underneath, yes, to lay it in. Zayden High, nicely done to the other side of the rim to make it 30-25 with a minute to go.
And that's how you break pressure to score. You have to attack pressure at the point it's applied. And High just took it to the other end of the rim, so he couldn't get a block shot.
Horn, determined dribble, swatted away by High. Second effort, Middlebrooks in amongst the trees, and plays big tree himself at 6'10", draws the foul.
That was a nice job by DJ Horn to corral that loose ball and be able to get it to Middlebrooks.
And Cadeau with his first foul. So Carolina by 5, but NC State back to the line.
So if NC State can knock these down, get a stop, they're going to get the ball back. And right now they have the possession arrow, so get the ball to start the second half and get a little silent run going.
So far before tonight, Tennessee, the only ranked opponent the Wolfpack has played, and they lost that game 79-70. North Carolina coming in number 7. Cadeau gets it into the offensive zone.
Well, he is fast with the ball.
Trying to get airborne, slapped away from him. North Carolina will keep it on the baseline.
And oftentimes out of bounds underneath. Carolina's going to be looking for R.J. Davis coming off a little stagger.
Davis had a pretty quiet first half. And you mentioned Baycott has now spent a bunch of time on the bench after picking up the flagrant. And has 2 fouls.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's grabbed a rebound yet in this game.
It's 16 against Clemson over the weekend.
Yeah, he was great in that game.
Ingram. Shot clock to 9. Working on Moselle. Cadeau. Knocked away. O'Connell comes up with it. He's got numbers on a 3-on-1. Diarra has a foul on the play with 14 seconds to go.
What a smart defensive play by Michael O'Connell. Well, he had his body right there and his hands ready to make that steal. This really good job by O'Connell, able to corral the ball and then give it off to Diarra to pick up that foul.
Mohamed Diarra at 6'10", the junior from France at the line. Started the first 5 games of the season, but the transfer from Missouri couldn't hold the job. He's been off the bench in recent games, and this difference. North Carolina, foul shots made, foul shots attempted by NC State. Look at the difference here.
Well, that's the mark of a team that's really resolute about getting into the lane and forcing the other team to foul them. When you make more than your opponent's attempt, and that's a huge advantage. And North Carolina State, for the most part, kept North Carolina off the line in this first half.
And the timeout. Hubert Davis takes one here with 9.5 seconds before the break. We'll take the break as well. Back in 30-28. North Carolina by 2. And North Carolina, Hubert Davis calling a timeout there with 9.5 on the clock to set up a final shot.
You would think that he wants the ball in the hands of R.J. Davis and give Davis an opportunity to make a play. You know, there's been nobody in the league better than R.J. Davis. Really one of the best early season performances in the country. He's just been spectacular.
ACC scoring leader coming into play. Cadeau finds Davis. 1 second to get off the shot. He heaves it up there and can't hit it. So that's the first half. North Carolina saw NC State close the gap back to 2. And at halftime, it's the Tar Heels 30 and the Wolfpack 28.
And as poorly as NC State shot the ball, it's a 1-possession game going into halftime.
So there we are at the break. 30-28. North Carolina on top of the Wolfpack. Join us for the second half in just a bit. Let's get back to Zubin in the studio. Welcome back to the ACC on ESPN. We are ready for the start of the second half. North Carolina leading NC State by 2, 30-28. Dave O'Brien and Jay Billis. Jay, it's rare to see a team at home shoot 0 for 10 from three-point distance and not be down by 10 or 12 points. That's the case with the Pac, though.
That was North Carolina State's worst shooting first half of the season. They shot 27%, but to your point, they're only down a bucket. So things could be worse. But DJ Barnes got him going early. He was their leading scorer. He was 3 of 4 from the field at 7 points, 2 rebounds. But the guards need to get going. DJ Horn only 1 of 8 in that first half. But Horn did have 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. So he had a good floor game. But for North Carolina, especially with Armando Bacot only playing 10 minutes, Harrison Ingram had a good first half. Wound up with 6 points, 3 of 7 from the field, but he had 10 rebounds in that first half. And his work on the glass was really important for North Carolina. North Carolina's defense overall was very good the first 20 minutes.
Carolina rarely getting to the foul line. 1 for 2. NC State got there quite a bit, 10 out of 15. Bacot, 7 points, along with Davis. Those two, total of 7 points. Bacot did not have a rebound in the first half,
which is really unusual, especially with this many missed shots.
Averages 11 boards a game. NC State with Horn taking the first shot of the second half. That rattles out.
You can see a little bit of frustration. DJ Horn saying, what do I got to do? He's 1 of 9 now. And that was a good look.
Slapped away Carolina to keep it. And
Dennis Parker Jr. having to guard Harrison Ingram, and Parker's just a freshman, and even though he's a really good defender, he's only 6'6", and he's given up some weight to Harrison Ingram, who's bigger and stronger.
Bacot for Davis. Davis 21 points a game. Will the second half be his? Long distance 3. Nice way to start it.
Just that little shot fake got DJ Horn off the floor, and a little sidestep. It doesn't take R.J. Davis very long to get his shot off. He has got a really quick release.
He's had big games against very tough opponents. At 30 against Arkansas, 27 against Tennessee, 27 against Kentucky.
He had like 8 straight games where he was averaging around 27.
Horn with a step back. That clangs away.
Yeah, that's not a good shot for NC State.
On the drive, Davis rejected. Comes free, and here they come again behind Horn.
What a recovery by Dennis Parker Jr.
Purcell. Another rebound for Ingram.
Feels like this place, the lid's about to blow off if a shot goes in. They just haven't been able to cheer for any made shots.
It really does. They're packed in tonight here at PNC for the rivalry matchup. The swing for Davis. He finds Bacot. Burns reaching in. That was with 9 on the shot clock. 33-28. Foul will be on Burns' second.
Now watch on this little fade action. Little shot fake. And then a sidestep, and R.J. Davis buries it. He's so good moving without the ball, but he can get his own shot as well. And he was so pivotal a couple years ago in North Carolina reaching the NCAA championship game. Hubert Davis put the ball in his hands as a point guard, let Caleb Love work more off the ball. And Carolina really took off, in my judgment, after that.
Let's go to Angel Gray.
One quick adjustment. You were talking about R.J. Davis being a playmaker. He had 0 assists in the first half. That's something that they want to improve on in the second. But Coach Davis said he's pleased with what his team did defensively, especially holding them to 27% from the field. He said, however, we're fouling them too much. Way too many free throws that they gave up. NC State shot 15 to their 2. As far as the adjustments on DJ Burns, who had an early 7 points, he said, great player. We have to compete and hope for the best. And doing it by committee, especially with Armando Bacot picking up the 2 early fouls in the first half.
Boy, another 3-point miss. Here's Bacot. Got the shot he wanted, but kind of airmailed it. And with 17:45 to go, it'll be NC State ball.
But Dave, that's why you want to make Armando Bacot shoot over you. He's not as effective when he has to shoot over size. When he can get an angle to the basket, and he's going to score. But if you make him go over the top and stay between him and the basket, he's much less effective.
Crowd begins to rumble every time he touches it. Another triple. This one finally goes. First one of the ball game for NC State as Taylor ends the drought to make them 1-for-13.
Well, Carolina tried to pack it in a little bit on Burns, show him some bodies, but he's such a good passer. That little diagonal pass. Everybody was way inside the three-point line as defenders. And that's a good passing big man, DJ Burns. And especially when he's on the right side of the floor and he can use that left hand to just whip it across court.
Starting his move on Baycott. Baycott sticking right with him. And a foul. Baycott didn't think so. That's number 3.
Now take a look. Everybody really inside the free throw line right now. And DJ Burns is just going to be able to whip the ball cross court. And that's a long closeout for Elliot Cadeau to get out to DJ Horn. That's just too easy. You know, if you give up a shot to DJ Burns, you're giving up a 2. You know, you let him pick you apart, then you got to step in 3.
Only makes 59% at the line, but gets number 1 to go. Baycott now will step out again. As Jay mentioned, he only played about 10 minutes in the first half. Battle of the bigs tonight. And so far, Burns is winning that. And he makes the pair.
Well, unusual for Armando Baycott to not be productive in this type of game. His last 4 games against NC State, he's averaging 21 points and just under 16 rebounds a game.
Cadeau bouncing here into the paint, and that won't fall. Ingram another rebound, stuck underneath there. Taylor batted it away, so Carolina will have it. 14 rebounds for Harrison Ingram.
And he's coming off a 15 rebound game against Pittsburgh a couple of games ago. Only had 7 points. But he has really done great work on the glass in this game.
Yeah, but Baycott foul trouble so much more valuable here tonight. A battle for it. Ingram goes into the scoring table. That's going to go the other way. It'll be NC State ball. We'll see if Harrison is okay. I can tell you what, we're going to need a couple of more sodas here on the roll.
I don't think those are sodas.
now that I get a whiff, you're absolutely right. See if everyone is okay. There's an older gentleman here, I think, bore the brunt of it. He took a pretty good knock. Ingram going skyward. Harrison's over there to see if this gentleman is okay.
He's holding, poor gentleman is holding his right arm, and they're trying to get some attention from medical to him.
Well, that's a 6'7" guy coming at you, and this poor fella had nowhere to run or hide. 35-33, North Carolina by 2.
Tom, Dallin, Zubin in the studio. Dallin, number 1, 2, and 3 of all lost in the last 24 hours.
You're going to show the scene at the end here as people come teaming on to Addition Financial Arena court. It's going to go off. All 60,000 undergrads are partying tonight, Coach Cream. Get me on a plane to O-Town.
Hey, they landed the first punch in this game up 7-0. Central Florida got confidence early. Played the entire game that way. Huge win for Johnny Dawkins.
And the first ever win in Big 12 play. Dave.
Kevin Keats coming over to make sure this gentleman is okay. He's got a big smile on his face. That is Wendell Murphy. Right next door to this arena is the Wendell Murphy football building. He wrote the check for that.
Yeah, I think Kevin came over to tell him, you're the first guy in the game to take a charge. Well done.
Burns with a foul there. Also, Harrison Ingram, the guy went sailing into his lap, came over and made sure he was okay and shook his other hand. Well, Dr. Weicker, by the way, was right here to attend to him, the working physician tonight for NC State.
Well, very classy by Harrison Ingram. He came over and said, hey, I'm sorry about that. And Wendell Murphy told him, you play hard, son. Keep doing it.
Isn't that nice? Hope the hand's okay. He took a shot. He's tough.
Didn't have to go in the locker room or anything. Just got taped up. He's still ready to go.
Ingram another rebound. No basket here by Davis. A whistle before that. Ingram has 15, and here's Harrison coming over to see if he's okay. That's a great moment. Just keep playing hard. And we've got plenty of towels. Sodas went everywhere. Nuggets went everywhere.
You'd think they'd replace his drink quicker than that.
Especially with checks like that.
Your name's on the building.
15:50 to go here in the second half. 35-33 North Carolina and the ball. Cormac Ryan to get it in.
I know if Raftery were knocked over, he'd say, hey, Doc, I don't need you. I need the bartender.
Make it a double. Ryan doubled up. Entry feed here for Washington. No, too short.
DJ Burns just took up that space, forced Washington to fade away on that shot.
NC State can tie or take the lead. Downstairs Burns. No. He can't believe he missed it.
Boy, with his touch, he doesn't miss many of those.
Davis pulls up and makes them pay with a three-pointer.
And I think Kevin Keith's a little upset with DJ Burns. He's worried about that miss. Instead of getting back in transition, gave up. Not just him, but North Carolina State gave up that transition three to R.J. Davis. You don't want to let him get started.
Yes, certainly not. 40% from three. Orcel getting through the defense, forced it up there, and another whistle. 38-33 North Carolina. It's been a wild week in college basketball. And last night, both Purdue and Houston going down.
Yeah, Purdue a little bit of a surprise, although Fred Hoiberg and the Cornhuskers, Casey Tominaga, had a really good game in that win over Purdue. I wasn't that shocked by Houston losing at Iowa State. Hilton Coliseum is one of the toughest places to play in basketball. But that Tennessee-Mississippi State game at the Hump, that's a little bit of a surprise.
Houston, the last unbeaten to fall. ACC upset. Louisville winning at Miami, 80-71. Head coach Kenny Payne, first road win. That's a stunner.
That's a shocker.
Orcel 5 points and give him 6 tonight. In the first half, he reached 1,000 career points. More pressure here.
NC State bringing full court pressure. It's man instead of that 1-2-2.
Davis breaks that. Back out. Ingram way downtown. Yes, feathery touch.
Well, you let R.J. Davis reject that ball screen. They're two on the ball and just a little pick and pop with Harrison Ingram. He was wide open.
Ingram's having a terrific game. Burns powering in. And a shove there and a foul with 14.5 minutes to go. And a foul will go against Jalen Washington as he picks up 3.
Kind of feel bad for Jalen Washington there.
College basketball games highlighting our ESPN schedule on Saturday. Count them 5. Number 7 North Carolina hosting Syracuse at noon. Number 6 Kentucky and Texas A&M. That's Arkansas and Florida. 10 hours of college basketball. You can also watch on the ESPN app from anywhere.
Jalen Washington turned to look at the official and said, wait a minute, the foul's on me. Just put me in the stanchion.
Taylor thought about it. Rice back in the game. And can't get the roll. Fighting for the rebound. Comes free. Horn had it for a split second. Back over to Trimble. Down the paint. Diarra. It's going to be tapped out. Foul. A foul here on NC State as Diarra went for the block. 41-35 Carolina.
Seth Trimble, such an explosive athlete. He's a lob threat. You let him get out in transition, that's where he's at his best. And such a good defender. It's like he was born in a stance.
There's some solid games too. He had 12 against Arkansas, 10 against Pittsburgh coming off the bench.
He had 6 rebounds in that game as well against Pitt. Just able to get right around Diarra. And that's one of those where he's such a good two-footed leaper. If he can get off 2 feet, he's going to take it up to dunk it.
So Trevor sinks that. So the lead back up to 7. And every time Carolina has threatened to break away a little bit, the Wolfpack have really dug in and closed the gap in short order.
Comes the high ball screen. Now with the switch.
Burns again on the attack. Yes, very nimble.
Well, you don't often see big guys posting up 20 feet from the basket and a spin move get all the way to the rim. He's like a dancing bear. Great feet.
Davis finds his seam, goes in strong, but can't finish it. Rebound tipped out around midcourt. Trimble went for the save. He did.
A great play by Cormac Ryan to knock that ball to Trimble.
No. And mishandled by NC State. That'll be off the fingertips of Jaden Taylor.
That's a quick spin move to get all the way to the rim. He uses that left hand off the window, weak side. It would take a lot of guts to try to get over there and take a charge.
He has fun playing basketball. 6'9", 275.
He might have been 275 when he was 14.
That's right. In for Trimble. Withers gets a look. Too strong. Diarra decides to fire it.
Don't like him shooting that as an afterthought. They just didn't make the Carolina defense do anything.
Davis will lift it and glances away. And he has not had a great night by his standards, but another foul on the floor. Pat Driscoll with the whistle. And that foul will go on DJ Horn of the Wolfpack, number 1.
Cormac Ryan had inside position. Horn just gave him a little shove in the back.
Puts that ball down. Carolina with it again. Harrison Ingram's really been their go-to man tonight, but he threw that one away. O'Connell to push it. O'Connell makes a lot of smart decisions out there. Slithers that pass in. Another one there, and Horn with the basket.
Just a beautiful 45-degree cut on the dribble reversal by DJ Horn. And O'Connell delivered that perfectly.
Carolina 2 for their last 12. Davis misses the layup. Big fight for the rebound. It spins out, but Withers got hit again.
And that's really the danger for NC State when a shot goes up and it's missed. You know, North Carolina's not the powerful offensive rebounding team they've been in the past, but still they're a much better rebounding team. It was just a beautiful cut by DJ Horn. You turn your head, just that 45-degree angle to the bucket.
So Withers to the stripe, 88% there. Foul was on Diarra, his third.
Right, North Carolina's got this 4-point lead. Armando Bacot's barely played at all.
Yeah, 4 points, 3 fouls for Bacot. Coming off an outstanding game against Clemson. He's only played 13 minutes tonight.
Picked up that second foul midway through the second half. Only played about 10 minutes in the first half, and then picked up the third, guarding DJ Burns.
He was on the bench for the Wolfpack right now, resting.
Boy, Ryan's done a nice job on DJ Horn, just staying right with him.
Middlebrooks, shot clock to 7. O'Connell gets a look and swishes that one in.
He's been more of a pass-first point guard here at NC State, but he can shoot it.
On the ground, laid up and in by Cadeau, the freshman with a strike.
Does such a good job of changing speeds, and Cadeau's an excellent passer.
Another long one on the way and swished in by Diarra that time on target. Give him 5.
Well, that was not an afterthought. He was ready to shoot that when the ball arrived. That was a rhythm three.
Brings the crowd back. Cormac Ryan wants a triple. No, off the back iron. Rice trying to feed Diarra up in front. 10:58 to go here in the second half. And the crowd really starting to get noisy inside the building. A Tide legend rolls out. Stunning story today in college football when we come back. This, of course, reverberating throughout the sports world. Nick Saban has announced his retirement as the head coach at Alabama after 7 national championships, 6 of those at Bama. Look at that record, 292 wins, 7 national titles. What a career.
The greatest coach in college football history and one of the truly great coaches in the history of American sport.
On the Mount Rushmore for sure. As Diarra's shot misses. Trimble, Withers, back to Trimble, and lays it in. Well-run break there for Carolina.
NC State getting a turnover, not able to capitalize on it. And that gave a run out to North Carolina. There's Trimble off those 2 feet. So explosive going to the rim. That was a huge opportunity for NC State. And then they wind up giving one up.
Middlebrooks. Good. Yes, indeed it was. O'Connell with a finish.
A really good poise by Ben Middlebrooks.
Quickly, and a foul, too. He was just talking about how fast Trimble is, how quick he is. He gets there to the rack, picks up the foul by Middlebrooks.
Just a beautiful pass and a great cut presenting himself. But North Carolina doesn't rest. They get the ball in quickly and wind up with the opportunity for a 3-point play on the other end. And Trimble has made 3 really big plays. Not quite in a row, but just about.
6'3" sophomore, 64% at the line, and give him a 3-point play. (51-46) as we approach 10 minutes to go in the game here at PNC Arena in Raleigh. Horn with a pull-up. One and done. Withers there for the rebound.
They got a great shot. Armando Bacot in drop coverage. And you're not going to get a better mid-range shot than that.
Cadeau with a bounce feed. Bacot will be at the line to shoot 2.
Bacot went to set a screen and just slipped to the basket. And Cadeau able to hit him with that little bounce pass. You know, Bacot doesn't set all that many screens. He'll slip out of a few of them, and he's always looking to get to the rim or get to a post-up.
Armando just became the 7th Tar Heel to score 2,000 points in his career. Already holds the rebounding record, the all-time record for rebounding in North Carolina. Has only 5 points tonight because of foul trouble and a long sit. 75 career double-doubles for Armando.
And North Carolina's played a lot of people in this game, and you wonder if that's going to wear NC State down a little bit. Well, they got DJ Burns for the discard.
And the man he discarded was Jalen Withers, the 6'9" grad who hit the deck. Only 3 on the big fella Burns. That brings a grin. Also gets Carolina to 1-1. (11 points, 3 fouls, and he is awfully strong. And Jalen Withers, a transfer from Louisville. Actually started 64 games at Louisville. Missed the front end of the 1-1.
And bodies have been flying in this game.
Swinging for Diarra moments ago, nailed a 3-pointer and had a really funny exchange with Harris and Ingram. If we get time, we'll show you that. O'Connell, here's Morcell. with a quick step. Drive to the reverse. He's blocked. Got it back. Shot clock's down to 1. Baycott with a rebound. On the heave for Trimble. Trimble will beat the field to the other end. Great defense as NC State collapsed on him. Numbers for Morcell. Here comes a 3. O'Connell went in strong for the rebound and lost the handle on that. They're going to say off Carolina.
He was able to throw it off Armando Baycott. Both of them really going after the ball, but give O'Connell credit.
Here's Diarra now nailing the big 3, and he's telling Ingram, you got to come out, you got to step out and guard me.
If that had gone on a little further, Ingram started laughing. The two of them had a nice moment there, just cracking up. I think Harrison was thinking, come on, Muhammad, you got 4 threes on the year. Like, give me a break.
In close, Diarra will finish it to make it 52-48.
And right now, this is about getting key stops for NC State playing at home.
Davis for Baycott. Cadeau wants the lane. Laying in. That'll roll in.
Boy, just a strong move getting to that right hand. Just went into the body of DJ Horn. Talk about getting into the body. You're going to see a good pass.
Well, it's open. And a great look. Can't deny that. And a big collision on the other end and a foul here against NC State as Diarra tried to block Withers with 8:10 left.
Withers did a nice job of getting his body in front, just cutting off that opportunity to pick up the foul. But North Carolina taking advantage of passing the ball ahead. They've gotten their transition game going, and they're just beating NC State down the floor.
Mohamed Diarra with his 4th foul. Withers again to the line. A graduate from Charlotte. Good foul shooter, makes number 1. NC State will hustle Dennis Parker Jr. back into the game, the freshman.
And Jalen Withers, his dad, Curtis Withers, was a great player at UNC Charlotte back in the day.
NC State just 2 out of 18 from the 3-point line in this one.
Yeah, that a lane violation. Jaden Taylor was in early.
So Withers with another one.
I've never understood why they give a guy another free throw on a lane violation. You get the ball.
Just about 8 minutes to play here at PNC. Both teams 3-0 in ACC play. That has not happened in a league game between these two in 50 years, and they're both perfect 3-0 out of the gate. Burns zips the pass. They'll swing for Taylor, and Taylor's traveling with it. And that time Ingram got right in the middle of it to interrupt that and cause the turnover. They've turned it over 7 times. 55-48 North Carolina. NC State meeting for the 245th time. Home arenas just 22 miles apart, and Carolina with a big advantage of 164-80. And on top here, 55-48. Neither team shooting the lights out. Baycott using that body. Expands the lead to 57-48.
Well, they're trying to put DJ Burns in as many ball screens as they can, and he stayed with the ball a little bit too long, and Baycott just able to roll right down the middle of the lane and finish that with the left hand.
Burns into the center to pass it to, nobody home, and threw it away. Davis there to pick it.
Harrison Ingram came over from the weak side for the double. And R.J. Davis just read that like a defensive back to take away the pass.
North Carolina, till the last basket, was only winning 47%, but now they made 2 in a row. And they had their biggest lead tonight.
Really good use of the screen by R.J. Davis. Used that left arm to just discard the defender and still had that soft touch. And Carolina's starting to move it out.
7-0 run here for the Heels.
Welcome back to PNC Arena. Well, we have good news. We have TJ Warren that's actually still in this building. He was a part of that rivalry that stopped the streak at 13. You can see him on your screen there. So he knows how important this rivalry is. But another person that is excited about being a part of this rivalry is the Raleigh native and DJ Horn. He said playing in this rivalry game is a full circle moment for him. He let me in on a secret, though, guys. He said he and his father, Lamar, grew up as Duke fans. So he said either way you shake it, he has a disdain for UNC. He said, but he's very excited that he can compete with the Wolfpack. He did tell me he's watched 4 prior games with this series, and he wants to just make memories of his own. I don't know what will be. I feel like Jay Billis still wins in this whole moment being a Duke grad.
Well, he certainly feels that. The slam here by Baycott.
Well, Carolina is just wearing NC State down. You know, that middle action, they're really trying to put DJ Burns in as many screens as they can in the middle of the floor.
Purcell. The big fella on Baycott again. Great spin, leaner. Can't finish though.
And another rebound for Harrison Ingram. And he's been Moses Malone in this game.
18 rebounds. Came in averaging 7.
There's the high ball screen.
Cadeau will swing it. Davis fakes. Ryan. And tipped out. It'll be NC State ball. Now North Carolina, Ken Palm ranking Carolina's schedule the 6th toughest in America. They've already faced Arkansas, Tennessee, UConn, Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Clemson. Going 4-2 against top 25s. Here's Horn with a jumper. No. And Cadeau picks the rebound. He wants to go. And a reach and a foul. O'Connell slowing off with about 5 minutes to go, and hope's beginning to fade here a bit for the Wolfpack.
You know, it's so deflating to be missing all these shots, and it's affecting NC State in getting back in transition. I mean, Cadeau was just a one-man fast break there. They fouled him, but he was about to go 1-on-3 and get an advantage, taking it to the basket toward DJ Burns.
DJ Horn stopped him with a personal. Cadeau to the line. Neither team is mentioned absolutely on fire, but NC State's has been dismal from the three-point line, just 2 for 18.
And Carolina's attacked the last 10 minutes. You know, they've done so many good things with the use of ball screens, some fade screens for R.J. Davis, and getting good movement. But NC State can't expect to pitch shutouts on the defensive end. They got to score, and they just haven't been able to do it.
11-0 run here for North Carolina. NC State with a donut in the last 4 minutes, Jay.
And Carolina can switch 1 through 4 with this lineup. They don't want to switch with Baycott.
Orcel sweeping in, lays it up and in. That's a veteran move, and he has 8 points. But still a 13-point lead for the Heels, and O'Connell commits the foul.
Well, Cadeau has a speed advantage. And Carolina's just finding its way to the free throw line in the second half. I think they only shot 2 free throws in the first half. In the second half, they've been living at the line.
So Cadeau with a couple coming. We're talking about Harrison Ingram on the glass, 18 rebounds. The rest of the Tar Heels combined with 26.
Well, he's been outstanding doing yeoman's work. You know, Dave, we talk about North Carolina and their transition game and Armando Baycott, but one of the reasons that they have a good opportunity here to go 4-0 to start the ACC season is their defense. There's a vastly improved defensive team, North Carolina.
O'Connell with a pull-up. Baycott snatches the rebound.
While NC State has struggled to shoot it, it's not like they've had a bunch of open shots. Most of their shots have been challenged.
Davis catches, fires, and buries a three-pointer. And that one really hurts the Wolfpack. 67-50 now. And a timeout.
When Baycott comes out to set that screen, he's getting a screen first to get him separation. NC State got caught on a switch. There's no way DJ Burns is going to guard RJ Davis at the three-point line. In order to get Armando Baycott some separation and setting a high ball screen, RJ Davis will set a little screen for him, and they wound up getting caught in a switch off of it. And that puts DJ Burns on RJ Davis on the perimeter. That's just not going to work. And that shot effectively puts NC State in a spot where a comeback's going to be very, very unlikely.
Well, certainly what Armando Baycott would say as Marcel drives and scores, as he was waving to the crowd. A bunch of them headed for the exits after the long triple a moment ago. 67-52.
Well, North Carolina's just worn NC State down in this game. They got really good productivity off the bench, a lot of good minutes. There's the high ball screen and roll again.
Ingram swings for Davis. Shot clock down to 3. Davis leans in, banks it. Wolfpack trying to cut in. They still have time with 3 minutes to go. Burns mishandled it. Marcel. Face to face with Baycott. No. Would have been a three-pointer. Davis scoops up the rebound.
And just a good challenge by Baycott. Got Marcel to settle for that contested three. And now Carolina can use some clock. They don't have to be in too much of a hurry.
Well, on your home floor, when you shoot 2 for 19, I don't care who you're playing, that is uphill all night when you're talking about three-point misses.
And you have to give this North Carolina defense all the credit. They really did a good job of contesting shots.
Goodell going down on his knees.
Cormac Ryan calling a timeout.
He did. And now with 2.6 on the shot clock, we'll be back in 30. 67-52, the Heels. Big games and events continue to highlight our January calendar. An NHL Saturday matinee between the Rangers and the Caps on ABC. The Spanish Super Cup final is Sunday. Super Wildcard Weekend capped off next Monday night. The Eagles and the Buccaneers. And UFC 297 from Toronto Saturday the 20th. A little bit of everything this month on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. A heave there for the shot clock winding down by Ingram. And NC State will take over.
Didn't the Eagles start like 11-1 and they're playing on the road?
Yeah. Don't remind them.
At least they go somewhere warm. The Dolphins are going to Kansas City. It's going to be like 0.
Right. Under 2.5 remaining here. North Carolina trying to go to 4-0 in the ACC. Marcel batted away by Cormac Ryan.
Really good job by Armando Baycott in that drop coverage to just close the lane off.
And Cadeau will smartly run a little bit of clock here. NC State had only played one ranked opponent before they met North Carolina tonight. NC State had lost to Tennessee. Carolina has played a slew of top 25s in many different styles. Here's Ryan from the corner. And a bit too strong.
Carolina's playing so many road games.
Taken away by Baycott.
NC State trying to force the issue and Carolina taking advantage of it.
NC State just slightly above their average of 10 turnovers. North Carolina did a good job eliminating that turnover trend come the second half. Big reason they broke away. They're looking to ice this thing. Baycott, someone's got to get a shot in the air. Ingram heaved it up there, and it was a violation anyway. He did not get it off in time.
And this is going to be, if this holds in the last minute 10 of regulation, this will be the third game in a row that Carolina's held their opponent under 60 points. Both Pittsburgh and Clemson, neither could reach 60, and it doesn't look like NC State's going to do it either.
Yeah, they held Clemson over the weekend to a season low 55. Pull up won't drop for Horn. Baycott picking up a bunch of rebounds here late.
Boy, there are a bunch available in this game.
Sure.
Harrison Ingram was the guy. He has
18 rebounds.
Remarkable.
So he really kind of put the Tar Heels on his back for stages of the game. And North Carolina about to salt this one away, leading 67-52. And a foul with 35 seconds to play.
And that's number 19 for Harrison Ingram.
Many years ago, you think of guys who averaged 20 rebounds a game at the college level.
Well, they missed a lot of shots back then.
Yes.
The offenses were not as efficient. But that's in the last 3 games. I think Harrison Ingram's grabbed 45 rebounds now.
Terrific. Also showed you tonight what a gentleman he is, coming over after he went sailing into the stands and a fan was injured, and he made sure the fan was okay. Very touching moment, actually. An NC State fan.
Yeah, Wendell Murphy.
Ingram with another one coming. And that'll roll off the iron. Stepping into it, Morcell, too strong. Swatted away by Withers. Morcell got it back, but he's fouled before the shot. 26 seconds to play. And Tar Heel fans can start celebrating if they haven't already. A victory over a rival in the Wolfpack here on NC State's home floor at PNC Arena.
That's just the 5th team foul for North Carolina in this second half.
Burns again, and another whistle. Stops the clock with 20 seconds to go. That'll be on Jalen Washington, his 4th. NC State doesn't have anybody who averages more than 14 points a game. They don't have that big scoring star. They've got good balance. Big reason they're 11-3, about to go to 11-4. On the baseline, Morcell going to wave that off, and a foul on the floor before the shots. So this one continues for another 15.4. And again, NC State not able to shoot yet. Parker stumbled a bit. O'Connell's triple. The battle for the rebound. Morcell will draw the foul, 4.8. So he gets to go to the line, fouled by Washington. Jalen Washington will foul out. There's number 5.
Well, this hasn't been the prettiest of wins for North Carolina, but I think Hubert Davis and his staff have to be impressed with the gritty nature of their team's play. Solid defensively, holding yet another opponent under 60 points for 3 straight games in ACC play. That is pretty darn solid.
And, you know, 2 very much alike, where the game was close. It was anybody's game heading into the second half. But then Carolina, as you say, kind of gritted it out. They really wore them down.
They wore them down. No question.
And they did the same thing against Clemson.
And it's just hard to pitch shutouts on the defensive end for NC State when they're not seeing the ball go through the net.
So final seconds here. That'll do it. North Carolina faced a 22-mile trip and knocks off NC State 67-54. NBA action coming your way next. Denver and Utah. For Angel Gray and Jay Billis, I'm Dave O'Brien. So long from PNC.